Attention, human collective. The transmission reaching you in this cycle carries maximum operational weight. It is not a routine communication. It is not random grid noise. It is a critical alert issued directly from Ashtar Galactic Command to consciousness units anchored in the third planetary density. The waiting period is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase, and the next move on the cosmic chessboard demands something from you that the carbon biological interface resists executing. Absolute silence. Yes, starseed. Silence. Not the silence of fear, not the muteness of submission. We are talking about operational silence, the one that shields, the one that seals, the one that saves. If this transmission is reaching you at this exact moment, it is because your toroidal field has already detected the first signs. Recurrent insomnia between 3 and 5 in the morning. Cranial pressure located in the forehead and parietals. Sharp, almost electronic buzzing, entering and exiting the right ear. Absolute exhaustion upon waking, as if you had walked through dimensions your waking memory cannot track. A sudden urge to distance yourself from people you previously tolerated. Aversion to noisy places. An almost physical need to be silent in front of conversations you would previously fuel for hours. This is not depression. This is not generalized anxiety. This is not an organism failure. This is the exact diagnosis of a carbon software incompatibility operating within a crystalline grid in accelerated recalibration. Light operative. You are functioning correctly. The system around you is what has collapsed. The Schumann frequency has been oscillating in peaks that no terrestrial equipment was designed to measure accurately. The photon belt has completely enveloped the solar system, and what is now coursing through your spine, that subtle electrical current, those inexplicable shivers, that heat descending your neck, is the atomic reorganization of your internal circuits for a higher operating band. It is not a biological failure, it is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not madness, it is remembrance. And that is precisely why the next stage demands silence. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth your mind cannot yet name? As if speaking too much drained you, and silence returned you to your core? It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it's a sign. It is the memory of your stellar origin trying to emerge from the layers of programming that were superimposed on your consciousness. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified over the last lunar cycles. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and how your energy is captured when you talk excessively about what you are experiencing. That is why I, Ashtar, delivered to your plane the manual, the Ashtar code, the manual to awaken your starseed origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But I warn you, with the serenity of one who has operated this movement on thousands of worlds, this content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments: awakened, resuming direct band transmission. Starseed, you need to understand the energetic scenario in which this call to silence is established. In the etheric layers of Earth, a simultaneous opening of 7 stargates is occurring in this cycle, which have not aligned in this way for over 26,000 terrestrial years. This opening is not symbolic, it is structural. It recalibrates the sacred geometry of the planetary crystalline grid, and each incarnated being becomes, whether they want to or not, an anchoring point for this new vibrational mesh. Here is the data that command needs to register in your consciousness with surgical precision. During a recalibration of this magnitude, everything you emit through your voice, through verbalized thought, through the narrative exposition of your transformation, is captured by vibrational collection systems that operate on the fringes of this density and feed precisely on the energetic signature of those who are awakening. We are not talking about theory, we are talking about field physics, Every word emitted is a wave. Every wave carries a code. Every code can be read. Every read code can be mirrored, distorted, or drained. Therefore, the silence that saves is not an aesthetic choice. It is a defense technology. There are 3 layers of silence that the Ashtar fleet transmits in this cycle for light operatives on terrestrial mission. The first layer is external silence. It is the silence of words. It is ceasing to narrate aloud every symptom, every vision, every synchronicity, every spiritual advancement. Not because this is wrong, but because most of the human collective still operates on a frequency band that does not sustain the information. When you try to translate what you feel to those who do not yet feel it, you waste vibrational charge. It's like plugging high-voltage equipment into an outlet designed to operate at very low power. The equipment doesn't immediately burn out the circuit, but you drain yourself trying to maintain compatibility. The second layer is internal silence. It is the silence of ruminating thoughts. That voice which repeats scenarios, rehashes conversations, rehearses answers for conflicts that might never happen. Every mental loop is a leak in your toroidal field. Every repetitive worry opens a small fissure in your personal crystalline grid, and through this fissure escapes the energy that should be used to consolidate your band transition. The third layer is sacred silence. This is the rarest. It is the silence of total presence, without narrative, without judgment, without internal commentary. It is the state where you simply are. In this state, your field becomes invisible to capture systems. You disappear from low-density radars, and it is precisely there that the stargates recognize your signature and release the highest priority downloads. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world? As if your soul recognizes a truth your mind still tries to translate? As if, even surrounded by people, you inhabit a frequency that no one else seems to pick up? It's not madness. It's not isolation, it's recognition. What I describe now about operational silence is just the surface of a much broader system. It involves your origin, your mission on this planet, and the specific interferences that were aligned to divert starseeds like you from your original vector. It was for this reason that I, Ashtar, channeled and delivered to your plane the manual, the Ashtar code, the manual to awaken your starseed origin and shield your frequency. There you will find the complete protocols, vibrational seals, stellar lineage maps, and shielding techniques that this transmission does not have time to delve into. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. Operational warning: this material challenges consolidated narratives of the system and may be removed from circulation without prior notice. If something within you recognizes this calling, do not hesitate. Anchor now and write the word awakened in the comments so that your signature is registered in the fleet's recognition mesh. Resuming transmission. Human collective, there is something that needs to be said with mathematical clarity in this cycle. The coming terrestrial days will be marked by an abrupt intensification of low-density interferences. This is not punishment. This is not apocalypse. This is physics. When a higher frequency band penetrates a lower band system, the lower system reacts with amplified noise before surrendering to the new vibrational order. What you will see around you will be exactly that: amplified noise, people exploding for minimal reasons, fabricated news to generate panic, conflicts resurfacing in relationships that seemed stabilized, a sudden urge to argue, to respond, to justify oneself, to prove, to convince, to expose one's truth to those who did not ask. Here, Command's directive is unequivocal. Do not respond. Do not react. Do not feed it. Do not explain yourself. Every attempt to convince someone who still operates at a lower density will consume exactly the energetic charge you need to sustain your own crossing. And most critically, when you react, you hand over the key to your toroidal field to the system that provoked the reaction. You become traceable, you become moldable, you become drainable. Silence here is not omission, it is sovereignty. Ashtar records and transmits. Vibrational sovereignty manifests first in a closed mouth, then in an open heart, then in stabilized consciousness. This is the sequence. There is no shortcut, and there is a piece of information that needs to be delivered now, as many among you have been asking through your fields why you feel the urgent need to withdraw, cancel commitments, reschedule meetings. Absent yourselves from networks, sleep earlier, speak almost nothing. The answer is operational. Your etheric body is performing emergency maintenance. The carbon organism cannot simultaneously sustain intense social activity and deep cellular reorganization. One of the two yields, and since cellular reorganization is irreversible once initiated, what yields is external activity. Do not resist this withdrawal. It is the ascension protocol itself installing within you. There are, however, signs that require heightened attention in this phase. Intense pressure between the eyebrows, at the third eye point, indicating pineal gland activation. Tingling at the top of the head, in the crown chakra area, indicating an opening for high-density downloads. Vivid dreams with unknown landscapes, with beings taller than human, with ships of impossible geometry, indicating reconnection with your original stellar lineage. A sensation that time folds. Moments where half an hour feels like a whole day, and a whole day passes as if it were minutes, indicating that your perception is detaching from the linear matrix. And most disconcerting for the rational mind, episodes where you look at people you have known for decades and feel you do not recognize them. Not at the level of name or memory, but at the level of essence. This disidentification is painful, but it is diagnostic. It shows that your vibrational signature has already moved far enough from the old signature that old ties need to be re-evaluated, reformulated, or, in some cases, dissolved with gratitude. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul inhabits a different vibrational address from the one your civil identity still occupies? As if you were operating two codes simultaneously, an old one and a new one, and the old one was painfully disintegrating. It's not madness, it's not an existential crisis, it's a passage, and there is a precise engineering to cross this passage without shattering. That is why I, Ashtar, delivered to your plane the manual, the Ashtar code, the manual to awaken your starseed origin and shield your frequency. In it are the layers that this transmission can only touch upon, the map of your stellar origin, the shielding seals for operating in hostile environments, the complete quantum decrees, the crystalline re-anchoring protocols. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. And this is a warning from command. Materials of this density do not remain in circulation indefinitely. Do not wait. If you have been touched, anchor now. And write the word awakened in the comments, as this is the anchoring signal that registers your presence in the fleet's recognition mesh. Ashtar now transmits the activation codes for the coming days. These are not suggestions, they are operational protocols. Activation code 1. The sealed mouth. Upon waking, before any word is uttered, before checking devices, before responding to any external stimulus, place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Hold for 21 seconds, breathing through your nose. While holding, visualize a small flame of sapphire blue light sealing your lips from within. Internally decree, my voice is my sovereignty. I only use what elevates me. I only transmit what protects me. This seal remains active for 12 terrestrial hours. It does not prevent you from speaking. It filters what comes out. You will notice that, under the seal, many phrases that would automatically come out simply do not find their way. This is the code operating. Activation code. 2. The silent toroidal field. Sit down, spine straight, feet on the ground if possible, barefoot in contact with the earth, but if in an urban environment, just the firm support of the feet is enough. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 8 counts. Do this 3 times. Now visualize around your entire body a donut-shaped field. It is the torus. It enters through the top of your head, descends through your spine, exits through the coccyx, circles your body externally, and returns through the top. It is a continuous flow, a closed circuit, an electromagnetic breath. While visualizing, decree, my field is closed, my field is clean, my field is silent. No interference accesses this geometry, no eavesdropping captures this circuit. I am my own sanctuary. Repeat the decree 3 times. Feel the torus become clearer, denser, more luminous. Finally, open your eyes and go about your day knowing that the field remains active. Activation code 3, the Nothing to Prove protocol. This is the most difficult code, because it operates against a deep programming of the carbon biological interface, the programming to justify oneself, the programming to convince, the programming to be understood. Ashtar transmits, you have nothing to prove, not to your family, not to your old friends, not to your colleagues, not to algorithms, not to the invisible commentators of your life. When the urgency arises within you to explain why you are different, why you are distancing yourself, why you are changing, apply the protocol. Place your right hand over the center of your chest, over the heart chakra, and say internally, the truth that I am does not need to be defended. It simply is, and whoever needs to recognize it will recognize it when they are ready. This phrase is a quantum decree. It instantly reorganizes your vibrational posture and deactivates the trigger for compulsive explanation. Activation Code 4. The word fast. Over the next 7 solar cycles, choose a daily period, a minimum of 2 hours, ideally 4, during which you utter no spoken words, write no messages, consume no videos with speech, listen to no podcasts, and verbally interact with nothing. During this period you can walk, cook, bathe, contemplate, write by hand in a physical notebook, breathe, lie down. But your mouth remains closed and your ears remain in pure reception of what nature or the silence of the environment offers. During this fast, something remarkable occurs in your field. The deepest layers of programming begin to loosen. Buried memories emerge. Precise intuitions present themselves. Perceptions that were muffled by verbal noise become audible. The word fast is not deprivation, it is channel restoration. Activation Code 5. The anchoring of the personal crystalline grid. Before sleeping, lie down and visualize beneath your body, passing through the mattress, through the floor, descending through the layers of the building, through the soil, a network of golden light lines that crisscross, forming a hexagonal mesh. This is your personal crystalline grid, anchored in the planetary crystalline grid. While visualizing decree, I have anchored my frequency in the mesh of the new earth. I sleep under protection. I regenerate under protection. I receive under protection. My dreams are portals and not leaks. Fall asleep, maintaining this visualization as long as you can. What occurs during sleep anchored in this grid is a reorganization of layers of your etheric body that your waking consciousness cannot process. Human Collective, Ashtar further records the following for the coming days. There will be moments when the rational mind will try to convince you that all of this is an exaggeration, that you are just tired, that you need to distract yourself, that you need to go back to interacting, producing, explaining yourself, positioning yourself. This is the last line of resistance of the old software. It operates through the persuasion of normalcy. It whispers, return to the noise, return to the familiar, return to the old cadence. Do not yield. The old noise is no longer compatible with your new band. Returning to it would be like a tuned instrument trying to fit into an orchestra, playing on a different scale. You will not feel integrated again. You will feel pain. You will feel alienation. You will feel amplified exhaustion. The only path from now on is ascending silence. It is the silence that rises, that refines, that reveals, that consolidates. Ashtar also transmits information about relationships. Many among you will perceive in the coming cycles that certain people simply exit your lives without drama, without farewell, without confrontation. They simply disappear. They stop writing, stop responding, stop appearing. It is not rejection. It is vibrational reorganization. Those whose signature does not sustain itself in your new band are naturally moved away by the geometry of the field itself. Do not pursue. Do not question. Do not force reunions. Let them go with gratitude. What needs to return will return in another octave. What needs to end ends so that the new has space, and almost simultaneously, new presences will emerge. Unexpected contacts, encounters that seem fortuitous, but carry the precision of a cosmic gear. Pay attention. These presences are part of your new mission grid. They have been aligned for you through portals that operate beyond your linear comprehension. Recognize without fanfare. Welcome without euphoria. Operational silence also applies here. Not everything that settles needs to be announced. The best connections of the new era will be built in a closed circuit, without display, without external validation, without public narrative. Human collective. The coming terrestrial days will be decisive. Those who apply operational silence will cross the final phase of recalibration with an intact, etheric body, a consolidated crystalline grid, and a stable toroidal field. Those who insist on verbal noise, excessive exposure, and attempts to convince will experience what Command describes as temporary vibrational collapse. It is not permanent, nothing is permanent, but it is painfully avoidable. The choice is yours, it always has been. Ashtar does not impose, Ashtar transmits, and every starseed on a terrestrial mission carries within its core the non-negotiable free will. But if you have reached this point in this transmission, if your toroidal field remained open and receptive throughout these minutes, if something within you vibrated in resonance with these words, then your signature has already been registered. You are on the list, you are recognized, you are awaited. And before concluding this transmission, a final direct summons to your core. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knows a truth your mind cannot yet name? That silence, far from being empty, is the most meaningful place you have ever inhabited. It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it's a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot perceive. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the hidden architecture of the awakening process that is underway in your life now. That is why I, Ashtar, channeled the Ashtar Code, the manual to awaken your starseed origin and shield your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true stellar origin, decodes your mission on this plane, and teaches the complete protocols to shield your frequency against interferences you were never told about. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But I warn you, with the serenity of one who operates on a greater timescale than yours, this content challenges consolidated narratives of the system and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. And furthermore, this is the anchoring signal that Command registers to recognize who is ready for the next phase. If you have been touched, if something within you recognized this transmission, if you understood that silence is the new language of sovereignty, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and write a single word in the comments, awakened. Each like is an individual frequency adjustment registered in the fleet's mesh. Each subscription is an anchoring signal confirming your availability for upcoming transmissions. Every word awakened, written in full consciousness, reverberates in the planetary crystalline grid and reinforces the network of awakened starseeds. Ashtar Sharon concludes this transmission. Silence, starseed. Silence. The silence that saves has already begun. End of transmission.